Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a new headlamp that I received from a company called Vont. I've actually reviewed products from them before, and they've always been really good, very good quality, but the best thing is the price. So you get a quality product at a lower price. So this is actually a headlamp that they asked if I would be interested in checking out. So they sent it over, and a headlamp is a tool that I always recommend having. Even if you carry a regular flashlight, handheld flashlight, dedicated flashlight, I always recommend having a headlamp either in your vehicle or in a bag, either EDC bag, bailout bag, whatever it is, camping or anything like that, just so you have a hands-free option to use for lighting. Now, for me, I always try and have a headlamp available, especially living in South Florida during hurricane season, because obviously if a hurricane hits, the power is going to go out. So it's always good as you're walking around the house and something like that, if you need to do something, you're carrying something, that you have a hands-free option to light the way. So I always try and pick up a headlamp here or there to have them in different places, so I know that they're always available. And I think this particular offering from Vont is a perfect example of that. And I'll get into it for a second. So here's the box here. Obviously it says Vont. The model is called the Spark, and it's a LED headlamp. Now it says your ultimate hands-free illumination. So really nice box here, and just gives you a little bit of information on the company there, some of the social media accounts and whatnot. And then on this side, it just says Spark LED headlamp. And then in the back, it gives you a little bit of information on the headlamp itself. So obviously, as you guys can see there, it has both a white beam and a red beam. And then you actually have different modes with either one of those. It actually has up to 7 modes. It does say that it is waterproof. Battery capacity, it says in low light it gives you about 8 hours, and in high light it gives you about 3 hours. And the lumens, it says 200 lumens. I'm assuming that's the in the white beam at the high mode. Not exactly sure what the other lumens are, but obviously 200 lumens is more than enough to light up a dark area, especially like a dark room or something like that, or a campground if you're walking around and whatnot. I like the fact that they include both the white beam and the red beam. So let's go ahead and get into this box. Now, I mentioned that this is a great option to have if you're going to need lights in different areas. Maybe one in a bag, maybe one in a car, and stuff like that. And that is because when you purchase this, it actually comes as a 2-pack, which is really awesome. So there is actually 2 headlamps in here. In the box, in the lid right here, it says, "I can't wait to light you up, Spark." So that's your Spark talking to you. And you have a little thank you note here, and to activate your warranty and stuff like that. It just kind of reminds you to do that. So as you guys can see, there is 2 of them in there. Obviously, we don't need to look at both because they both should be exactly the same. So I'll take one out of the way, and we'll take a look at it here. And it comes in a little bit of bubble wrap, and here it is. Now, I am going to talk about a little bit about my philosophy or my idea behind a headlamp. The first thing is, I like a headlamp that's very small and lightweight. And this particular headlamp, in reading through the Amazon page for the headlamp here, which I will provide a link to in the description below in case you guys want to pick one up, or a set, since it comes with 2 of them. It says that it weighs as much as of an egg. I think it was 1.5 or 1.8 ounces or something like that. So it is very, very light. Obviously, without the batteries in there, it's very, very light. But even with the batteries in there, it doesn't add that much more weight. So that's one of the first things that I like. The second thing is, I like for the strap to be very minimal, very thin. I know you have some headlamps, obviously, because of the output or whatever batteries they use, that have a cable that kind of runs through the headband here to a portion in the back where the batteries are. I just find that to be too bulky, especially not just so much when you're wearing it, but also when you want to put it away. So as you guys can see, this is a very small package. It definitely fits in a drawer, in a glove box, in a bag, or something like that. So I like the fact that it is very thin. Obviously, it is elastic, which is going to make it very comfortable, but it is also adjustable. So again, if a child needs to wear it, if an adult has to wear it, it'll definitely fit different size heads, which is really good. Now, this does run on 3 AAA batteries. Now, that is one of the things that I normally look for is a headlamp that runs on even amount of batteries. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but the reason for it is because, let's say I have a pack of batteries here. This is 4 AAA batteries. If I have one of these, I have enough to swap out twice. But because this one runs on 3, you know, I have 3 batteries and then I have 1 left over. So again, it's not a big deal, especially if I'm going to have it at home and I have a lot of batteries at home or whatnot. I can always just kind of throw the batteries in there and have them in a drawer whenever I need to replace them, and I'm good to go. But again, that's just, again, I talked about my philosophy. That is one of my philosophies when I look for a headlamp, is to try and find one that runs on even batteries. Now, you can remove the headlamp from the strap here, so if something were to happen, you can remove the strap if it were to break or anything like that, and then, you know, try and replace it with something else or whatnot. But one of the best things, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, is the quality that you get for the price. As of the filming of this video, and it's probably going to go up today, these are going on Amazon for $13.99. So $14, you get 2 headlamps, and you know, obviously it's a great deal for what you're getting. You know, obviously if you're looking at getting multiples, you know, you buy, you know, 1 set, it comes with 2 of them. You can buy 2 sets for, you know, $26, $27, $28, something like that. You get 4 headlamps, you know, enough for everybody in the family. So I am getting the batteries here. I have my 3 AAA batteries. I'll go ahead and show you guys where these go. So right on the top here, it has a little tab. You can just go ahead and release that tab, and the bottom portion opens up. It says, "Hi, I'm Spark," and a little happy face there. I like the fact that they're including all these little hidden eggs and Easter eggs and stuff like that. So just go ahead and throw the batteries on there. Again, 3 AAA batteries, and close the lid, and you're good to go. Now, the light does angle down about 45 degrees, which is really good. That way, if you're wearing it and you need to shine the light in front of your feet as you're walking or something like that, it allows you to do that. And then it has different stops, you know, all the way when it gets back to shining straight on. So you do have 3 LEDs. You have a white LED in the middle here, and then you have 2 red LEDs, 1 on either side of the white. They're all controlled by this 1 button here. Now, pressing the button, just pressing it and letting go, will turn on the white light in the middle there, and it's going to cycle through the modes. If you wait a couple seconds and you press it again, it will turn off. Now, to cycle through the modes, you just have to press it pretty quickly. So it'll turn on. So looking at low, medium, high, and then strobe. And then if you press it again, it'll turn off. Now, I don't believe this has a memory, so low, medium, high. Let's say we put it in on high, wait a couple seconds, and turn it, didn't wait long enough. So low, medium, high. We'll see if we get a little bit more time. Okay, turn it off. And if I were to turn it off again, it definitely comes back on. So you have to cycle from the beginning. So just, again, something to keep in mind. If you always want to come on high, you do have to go ahead and cycle until you get there. Now, if you just press it and let go, it'll turn on the white light. If you do want to do the red mode, you have to press and hold. So you press and hold for a couple seconds, and the 2 red LEDs come on. And again, that's low. Then you have, well, obviously if you wait a little long enough, they'll turn off on its own. But if not, you press it on, it'll low. Then you have SOS, and then you have, if you wait again, so low, SOS, and then you have strobe. I believe these are all at the same output. I want to say it's the low output, so it's not very, very bright, but obviously it's enough to attract the attention if you need to get somebody to to look at you or anything like that. Now, if you do go into the red mode, in order to get back over to the white mode, you have to turn the red mode on and then press and hold, and then it'll go back to white. And then now, whenever you cycle through the modes, just pressing it, it'll be white light. So, again, just something to keep in mind. Once you go into the red mode, it's always on the red mode until you switch it back to the white mode, which is, pretty interesting. So, I like the UI. It's very easy to follow. It's just the 1 button. It does everything. And just how compact this light is, it's one of the best selling features of it. I'm going to turn see what it looks like when I put it on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw on the Vont Spark headlamp so you guys can see what it looks like. As I mentioned, I like it to be very minimal, so again, it doesn't protrude too far out in front of me, which is nice. It's not like affecting my peripheral vision or anything like that. The strap is nice and thin, so it makes it really, really comfortable. Also, if I was wearing a hat or something like that, it's not going to get in the way. If I have to wear it, you know, on top of the hat, it's not going to be too tight, but I can always loosen it if I'm going to wear it, or if, you know, maybe, you know, a child or something like that is going to wear it. So again, really easy to reach up, and I can turn on the lights. So look around and I can see what I need. If I have to shine the light down, you know, in front of my feet as I'm walking around, I can easily do that, and then I can just reach up and turn it off. And then obviously I can cycle through that red mode as well. Now, I mentioned I always like to have these lights if you know, living in South Florida for hurricane season. I have been in a position where I had no power and I had to use a headlamp. So usually what I do is I actually wear it upside down, especially if the headlamp is able to, you know, to tilt like this one does. And then what I do is I tilt it up like this. That way, when I'm wearing it indoors, if I walk into a room, the light is actually bouncing off the ceiling and it lights up the whole room or a wider area. So that's just a quick hack that I learned, and I've always kind of done it. So, you know, as you guys can see right here, let's see, I cycle through the high. So, you know, the light is bouncing off the roof and it's lighting up the whole room. It makes it a lot easier to see than just having it be in front of me. So this is obviously perfect if I have to see a wide area, so like a large room, a living room or something like that. And then obviously if I have to go outside, then all I have to do is just turn it around and then just put it back on. And then now it's ready to shine right in front of me, or if I tilt it down at my feet so I can see what's in front of me. So again, I think this is a great offering from Vont, especially because of the price. Like I mentioned, as of the filming of this video, these are going for $13.99 on their Amazon site. So I'll go ahead and link that below in case you guys are interested. And it comes as a set. Obviously, it uses 3 AAA batteries, which are very easy to find. You know, everybody has them, so you can just buy a pack or two and have them together with the lights. And so if you have it like in a bag or something like that, it'll give you enough to power both lights and maybe a, you know, an extra set in case they run out. But obviously, you get a lot of light. So if you want to prolong the battery life, obviously use the lower modes on it, whether it's the white light or the red light. And then obviously if you need more light, you can always use that more. Obviously you won't get as much battery life out of it, but it's still long lasting even at that high mode. I believe, what did it say, 3 hours at high mode for a constant on, which is really good. That's a lot of light. And I like the fact that you have the strobe both in the white light and in the red light, because that way it allows you to be seen. If you want to be seen further away or something like that, either white or red light will be able to do that. So there it is. That's just a quick look at the Vont Spark headlamp. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.